Sharam Ayyappa. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna declared, "The one who loves everyone, treats both pleasure and pain with equanimity, is friendly to all beings, compassionate, egoless, patient, always contented, self-controlled, determined, and who dedicates his mind and intellect to me, is dear to me and is my true devotee." Ayyappa Vridam is a set of spiritual exercises to enable one to begin the journey towards becoming a true devotee. The ultimate purpose of Ayyappa Vridam is self-transformation. The process helps the sadhaks, or seekers of the divine, to realize that we are part of the divinity. For the benefit of new devotees and the next generation of young devotees, in what follows, we describe the importance, significance, and the benefits of Ayyappa Vridam. Why we observe Ayyappa Vridam? Ayyappa Vridam is a good entry point to the spiritual world, particularly to those who are used to rituals as the basis for devotion. According to the Sanatana Dharma followed in India, based on the Vedic traditions, man or Jivatma, seeking the union with God or Paramatma, is the ultimate spiritual purpose of human life. However, there are several marg or pathways to reach God. Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Gnana Yoga, among others. Ayyappa Vridam probably falls under the Bhakti Yoga, but uses elements from other yogic pathways as well. Using devotion to bring out the divinity in human is the aim of Ayyappa Vridam. In undertaking the Vridam, we follow several rituals to signify the transformation of human nature to the divine nature. Before looking at how Ayyappa Vridam helps us to transform ourselves and go towards Godhood, it will be useful to consider a basic definition of godliness. In practical terms, to have the union with God is to say that we have godly qualities. What are the main characteristics of godly qualities? God is love and love is God, some will say. God is peaceful, some will say, as they seek God to have their own peace. Others will say God is truth, and they seek God by seeking truth and or being truthful. And yet others will say that God is righteousness. In observing Ayyappa Vridam, we are expected to show love to everyone as God is in everyone, be peaceful with ourselves and with others, be truthful, follow righteousness, and of course non-violence. While opinions vary on how one sees God, everyone will agree that God is more powerful than man is. This is partly because God can control the nature, both internal and external, better than man can. External nature is the elements like earth, wind, rain, sun, etc. Internal nature of man is the qualities that man is not in full control, yet strives as a spiritual speaker or a sadhak to have control over the senses. In observing Ayyappa Vridam, we try to have this internal control so we can go towards attaining godly qualities. In essence, Ayyappa Vridam is a dress rehearsal for preparing ourselves to be in union with God Himself by surrendering His thoughts, words, and deeds, and leading an austere life. In other words, cleaning oneself of all impurities. A journey towards God. Human birth is the most important and difficult to attain of all living creatures. To be born as human is in itself a blessing. The desire to reach God using this human form is another blessing bestowed on us by God. With both human form and the desire to go towards Him, we need a marg to reach God. In Vedic philosophy and in Sanatana Dharma, there are many ways to seek union with God. Ayyappa Vridam and the journey to Sabrimala is one, and perhaps the most realistic way to reach Him in this Kali Yuga. In order to reach union with God through any marg, we need to observe basic discipline in life. Ayyappa Vridam trains us to follow this discipline. Guru Swami. In Vedic Sampradaya, to reach God, we need the guidance of Guru. Guru is one who has been there and done that. Guru is one who can guide us, monitor our transformation, and correct the mistakes we make on the way to attaining union with God. Thus, submission to Guru Swami is the key. Humility and humbleness is a hallmark of a sattvic person. Ayyappa Vridam teaches us to be in submission to Guru and to fellow devotees. We consider Lord Ayyappa as Guru of all the Guru Swamis. 41 days of Mandala Vridam. Ayyappa Vridam observed for 41 days amounts to one Mandalam period. This is the most essential first step to make the pilgrimage to Shabrimala. The idea is to follow the discipline continuously for a certain period, so that it becomes habit. As they say, discipline on a daily basis forms the good habit. Good habit forms good character, and good character determines our destiny. During this Vradam period, we attain basic purity of mind, body, and spirit, which is necessary for any devotional effort. Before starting the Vradam, we take permission from parents, seek the guidance of a Guru Swami, and ask his permission, and take permission from our Kuladevam, or family deity, for blessings and protection. Mudra or Tulasi Mala. Ayyappa Vridam is initiated with the invocation of God through adornment of the Tulasi Mala. Lord Ayyappa is called Manigandan as the king Rajshekhar Pandyan found him in the forest as a baby with Manimala around his neck. Wearing Mudramala symbolizes beginning of the Vradam. Mudramala reminds the devotee that he is God himself, and to others it indicates that the devotee is in Vradam. The Mudramala is removed when the Vradam is over after 41 days and after the devotee has the darshan of Lord Ayyappa climbing 18 steps with the Irumudikettu on his head. Black dhoti or mund. During the Vradam, the devotee lives like a sannyasi and adorns black clothes, as the color black denotes detachment from worldly things. There is no desire for dressing up. They do not cut hair, shave facial hair, nor cut nails during the 41 days. The effort is made towards keeping oneself clean. Hence they take bath twice a day, both in the morning and in the evening, before the prayers, during which the devotees chant 108 namas or sharanams. A key essential of Ayyappa Vridam is the sattvic lifestyle. Simply put, it is lifestyle of a sadhu. Sadhus keep their body, mind and soul clean, eat vegetarian food and refrain from any bodily or mental pleasures, and constantly think of God. Learning to lead a sattvic life is a first step to recognize the devotional path. We do not hurt anyone by word, deed or thought. Satsang. Association with godly people helps in maintaining sattvic lifestyle. Ayyappa congregations are a unique opportunity to associate with other Ayyappans who are also in Vradam and share the knowledge and experience. Devotees see each other as Ayyappan himself and see God in every other creature. This association with other devotees is important for going through the daily tribulations in life as well. In sum, they withdraw themselves from worldly affairs except for serving God and their fellow human beings, and participate in spiritual activities like satsang, prayers and bhajans. An essential part of Ayyappa Vridam is brahmacharyam. This is to not only keep our body and mind clean, but needed as basic requirement to get away from materialistic world. Brahmacharyam also helps us to conserve and concentrate all our physical energy and translate it to spiritual energy. We treat every woman as our mother during the Vradam. Namasmaranam or saying Swami Sharanam is important aspect of Ayyappa Vridam. Swami Sharanam, surrendering everything to God, is the Moola Mantram and Moksha Mantram of Ayyappa devotees. Some consider saying Swami Sharanam is so powerful that it is equivalent to chanting Ved. Thinking about God all time and chanting His name is a sure way towards God. It is also recommended as the easiest way to godliness. Yet in our daily life it is not often that we chant God's name consciously. When the devotees wear Mudramala, they are often reminded, if not all the time, that they are to call His name all the time. They say Swami Sharanam before starting and ending a conversation with anyone. This is another way to remember His name and at the same time to see God in others. In fact, they say Swami Sharanam whenever their thought takes them away from the thought of God, or when a distraction comes in the way, or when they make a mistake during the Vridam. This is not only to ask forgiveness, but also to remember God all the time. Therefore, Namasmaranam is the way of life when the devotees are in the Ayyappa Vridam. This indeed needs to continue forever by all of us, even when we are not in Vridam, as Vridam is only a rehearsal period for how we should actually lead our life as a devotee of Ayyappa. Nama Sankirtanam is another way to chant God's name and remember God by singing His glory. Music has a tendency to be etched into our minds for days after we hear it. Hence, we should hear lots of bhajans and songs that praise God, so that they will always keep ringing in our heads and are better than any other meaningless music. By joining a group that sings bhajans, we cultivate a habit of regular praying. Ayyappa bhajans are regularly conducted in devotees' homes and temples, which are the only places Ayyappa devotees visit during the Vridam period. Practice of reduction and eventual removal of Kama, Krodha, Mada, Matsarya, Lobha, Moha is another key objective of Ayyappa Vridam. These are considered enemies of a spiritual man. Ayyappa Vridam is also an opportunity to practice moderation. Removal of desire, attachment to sensory world, yearning to harm or cause ruin to others, jealousy and ego is the path to liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Ayyappa Vridam helps in avoiding these 6 obstacles. Irumudi Kettu and journey to Sabrimala. At the end of the 41 days of Vridam period, we prepare Irumudi Kettu to take it to the temple and dedicate it to Swami. The 2 bags represent the pavams and the punyams each we have earned with our worldly activities, and we surrender it to God and attain freedom from all karmas, good and bad. As Lord Krishna declared in Bhagavad Gita and believed by ancient Hindu sages, periodic fasts or vridams purify the human body and mind. By adhering to an austere way of life, observing tapas, observing daily prayers in the morning and evening, participating in satsang and house pujas, doing community service through annadanam, visiting temples regularly, imbibing in the spiritual literature, showing love and compassion to everyone, and avoiding the 6 spiritual enemies as mentioned above, man transcends his earthly limitations and changes for the better. Swamiye Sharanam Ayyappa. Thank you for listening.